by the end of September, 50 percentile of the aspirants will fail to cover their foundation subject. The biggest issue in UPSC preparation will be a lot of people during the preparation, after they have gone through the half-life of preparation, like 6, 7, 8 months, or on the day of exam, after the exam, they regret that they were misdirected, the things that they could have done better. But all this knowledge is in hindsight. There is very less that you can make out from this, but still this is important. You'll have to break down this syllabus into certain topics. The question is how, and that happens from the PYQs. Sir, मुझे current affairs नहीं पता, I don't know how many newspaper I should read, this magazine, that magazine, sub, throw everything away, focus on just 4 subjects. So current affairs ka song, like, do not sing songs about current affairs anymore unless you have a clear understanding of concepts in your static subjects. If you are attempting for the first time, do not do it, or do it at your own risk. Because if you're not able to solve questions from these normal pure static questions, which you can trace back to your standard books and resources very easily, what are we even doing? जब ये सब हो जाएगा ना 5th point तक, everything should be summed up in one pager. Why? Because revision is the name of the game. ये सारी की सारी fight, it won't matter if you don't recall on the day of exam, if you don't remember. Same paper too, they generally write, look at here, it says class 10th level. I challenge you, go and check CSET paper. It is further away, like far away from class 10th level. You can see almost 59 questions, 60 questions were from static, average of last 10-11 years. So you can see if 59 is an average, you can see the highest could have gone to 80, 70, etc. ठीक है, so ये आपका एवरेज है. दिस इज व्हाट, सो ऑलमोस्ट 120 नंबर तो आपको सिर्फ स्टैटिक करने पे मिल रहे हैं यार. द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ मेंटोरशिप इज दैट व्हेन एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग फाइन, यू डोंट नीड इट, बट व्हेन इट्स ओनली मेड फॉर द वर्स्ट डेज ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन, व्हिच इज इनएविटेबल.
I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the ultimate assessment program at Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civilsdaily platform only.
I reached out to the Civilsdaily team.
Civilsdaily. Current affairs में Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. With Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. Civilsdaily.
A mentorship program of Civilsdaily, and that did help me a lot.
We'll start without wasting any time. This session is for 2026, 2027 people, especially if you are attempting for the first time. And if you have attempted like before 2025, this year, etc., but you were not prepared, it was just like a blank attempt is what they say, or it was a half-hearted here and there kind of an attempt and you couldn't make through past prelims, it's fine, right? Considering 26 is your proper attempt, or 2027 is your proper attempt, especially for beginners and working professionals. We'll be discussing about the strategies which are aligned with what UPSC demands, and things which are often missed because there are too many things that you are looking at the same time, right? So we'll break down the syllabus. I'll tell you about the micro themes which will help you prioritize your UPSC syllabus. That is the second step. I'll tell you about note making. I'll tell you about your strategy for UPSC 26 and 7. You can draw 2027 strategy from 26 only. I'll tell you a bit about our mentorship program, which is ultimate assessment program in the end. And I'll give you a complete end-to-end strategy for the first attempt. So stick with me till the end and I'll take all your doubts. Keep writing in the chat, right? The biggest issue in UPSC preparation will be a lot of people during the preparation, after they have gone through the half-life of preparation, like 6, 7, 8 months, or on the day of exam, after the exam, they regret that they were misdirected, the things that they could have done better. But all this knowledge is in hindsight. Here, after this session, you should not be making those common mistakes, those things that will cost you over a year, etc. It's not worth your time, right? A lot of people fill up a form register for these sessions. One of the things that stood out was this. These are the general issues a working professional or a beginner has, right? Like you have self-doubt, you don't know how to prioritize your syllabus or how to cover your syllabus. I have read things, but I'm not able to revise or retain them. I'm not able to build a consistent schedule, or even if I'm preparing, reading, revising, etc., I'm not scoring marks. And if I'm scoring marks, there's no feedback to improve further, right? And things around optional, etc. So I think this query suggests the overview of this session, right? This is your prelims exam. The date has come. You can go to upsc.gov.in. Under that, go to active examination tab. Under that, you'll find civil service ka dates. Okay? The notification was anyway out. So 24th May 2026 is your prelims exam. That is Sunday. And 21st August 2026, I think it should be Friday, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday is mains. You'll have your mains exam starting, right? You generally have around 10 to 10 and a half month from today, from this session. People generally know these things, but I'm just walking you through very fast, very quickly, that this is the examination. You have the cycle is 1 year, the mode will be offline, and you have 3 stages: prelims, mains, and interview. Prelims is MCQ, mains is descriptive paper. You'll have to write answers. You're attempting almost 9 papers in 3-4 days, and then you have personality test, right? These are the 3 stages of exam. This is the you give 2 papers on the day of prelims, which is GS and CSET. CSET is qualifying. You generally need 33% marks, which is 67, 66 and a half kind of marks. And then your GS paper, it will be this is generally called as the elimination stage. UPSC is not trying to select you; they're trying to eliminate the people who couldn't, and those people will not be writing mains. Simply, right? There is a negative marking in both the papers, and the cutoff and everything we'll discuss in further slides. This is the paper. I took it out from UPSC website only. You should be doing the same. Take the syllabus only from UPSC websites, from no coaching, nowhere, only from UPSC's own source. You should be taking the UPSC syllabus. The problem with there's one issue with this. Like, read the prelims ka paper 1 syllabus, current events of national and international importance, basically current affairs, right? Is there a timeline? No. So generally we derive from this that because UPSC has been asking for last 1 year, some say 16 months, 15 months, 1.5 year, 2 years also they have gone for 1 or 2 questions, etc. But you understand there is a syllabus, and then there is a derived syllabus from that. Okay, so both are important, but start from this. This is your starting point. You cannot be preparing for an exam if you don't know like the syllabus of the exam. Like, that's just not good, right? So, and just go through the syllabus. History of India, international movement, that is your for history. Geography, you can see there are subparts: polity, economy, social development. You have environment, etc. And in current affairs also, you'll generally be understanding environment, tech, science. This is what schemes, map, locations, etc. Persons, places, etc. These are the things which they ask in current affairs, which is the first point. General sciences also, like there will be some static question, but if there's, for example, vaccine questions have been coming again and again for every year, right? So stem cells, etc. These are the new edge researches which is happening, and you'll see these questions. All these topics have become very favorite for UPSC. So there's no point you can be missing those topics, and I'll tell you more about this in further slides, which is about micro themes. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you look at the GS paper 1 syllabus, there is very less that you can make out from this, but still this is important. You'll have to break down the syllabus into certain topics. The question is how, and that happens from the PYQs. You will have to look at the PYQs. You'll have to nail down certain themes कि ये वाली थीम से क्वेश्चन बार बार आए जा रहा है, या इसके अराउंड क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं, इसके डायमेंशन में ही क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, या फिर पीवाईक्यू के ऑप्शंस एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं तो अगले साल एक ऑप्शन से क्वेश्चन बन गया है. दैट इज हाउ यू एक्चुअली मेक एन एक्शनेबल strategy from the syllabus. But again, this is important. You should be keeping this is actually the boundary line of what UPSC can ask, right? Same paper 2, they generally write, look at here, it says class 10th level. I challenge you, go and check CSET paper. It is further away, like far away from class 10th level. I know a lot of people who have ranked last year, they couldn't make through CSET. They have 100 plus in GS, but CSET mein nahi hai. You'll have people from top colleges, from engineering background, from maths optional, not able to make CSET because maths and aptitude are completely two different things. You can be weak in maths, still high in aptitude in life. ठीक है, तो ये गलती नहीं करना है कि you are taking CSET for granted or you are taking this for its actual value that class 10th level लिखा है तो बस उतना ही करना है. If there is any issue that you are facing in CSET, you should be making a part of your routine. Like, you have to study once in a week, twice. This is mains syllabus. You have all these papers. You'll have to choose one optional subject. There are 2 qualifying paper, which is of 300 marks. Generally 25% marks you need. They don't say 25%, but you have to get 75 marks out of 300 in paper 1, paper 2. One is English. Another is any language that you can choose, right? Whatever languages are listed, but you'll have to qualify. Paper is easy. If you have general basic proficiency, you'll be able to qualify. Please remember, if you don't qualify paper A and paper B, that is language paper, your other copies will not be checked. Again, something that you can't be taking for granted, because in all the busyness of preparation, you might be preparing for other papers, but you missed language paper by a marks or two. It happens. This happens with a lot of serious people. Don't do that. You have essay paper one, then next day you'll go write GS1, GS2. Syllabus is in front of you. They have given a very detailed syllabus for mains. Go to UPSC, download that syllabus, break down that syllabus based on the PYQs and themes. I'll tell you how in further slides. But that is the first step. If you are preparing for 2026, 2027, it needs to happen. Paper 1, 2, 3. These are the papers where most of the aspirants will have a framework or a formula or a template to write answer. Intro, body, conclusion is kind of very famous. You can break down the theme and demand basis. There are a lot of ways in which you can a decent aspirant will be able to write answers. But essay paper and ethics is where the edge is, where UPSC will actually be checking, can you write a really good answer or not? Like that is where the articulation, the art of answer writing, the art of expression, your own depth, your own breadth of reading is rewarded. And they have said that if you go and check the paper, syllabus of UPSC, and under essay, they have said explicitly credit will be given to expression. It is a ditto line written in the UPSC syllabus. So they are telling it's on you not to work towards that. But there is a consequence to that. So make sure essay and ethics is something you don't relegate to like बाद में पढ़ेंगे, बहुत abstract subject है, etc. Don't do that. It has to become a part of your preparation. ये ऐसे subject है जिनको mature होने में in your brain will take time. It takes time for you to develop proficiency in these two subjects because of the nature of those subjects. They are very abstract. Also, when you reading current affairs, when you're coming across any other case studies, whatever you're watching from general life experiences are very important to enrich your answers in essay and ethics. Those things you can actually use. Every year toppers keep on coming, bring their own original flavor because they have experienced certain things from their childhood, or they have read some books, or they've watched some film, or they have experienced some situation in real life which they are using in their essay and in their ethics paper. Okay? So ethics is not about do you know the definition of certain value or keyword. It's about what do you believe in, what do you think, how will you handle certain situations when you're faced with certain kind of dilemma, etc. So unless you develop that kind of way of thinking, it's very hard, and people will beat you by margin of 30 to 40 marks in essay alone. Rank 3 has 102 or 3 marks in essay this year. Rank 2 has 144. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. 30-40 नंबर तो उसको रैंक 3 को ऐसे ही बीट कर दिया है, एक पेपर में बीट कर दिया है. अब बाकी 4 पेपर में बस वो इसमें लगा हुआ है कि कैसे मैं वो गैप फिल कर दूं. So even in one paper, people will beat you by 40-50 marks. So be aware. Again, you have to choose an optional. You can ask now. I hope have you guys is everyone sorted with their optional? What is your optional? If you have chosen, write your optional name. If not, then I'll help you, give you some idea, some principle how to choose it. Otherwise, medical science, sociology, PSIR. What is your optional? Sociology. Okay. Okay. Most of the people seems to be clear about their optional. Great. Not able to decide. Ashish, there is a link in the chat, WhatsApp link, talk to us. You can't wait anymore. I'll tell you why, because दिसंबर तक तो आपको ना आपका ऑप्शनल कवर हो जाना चाहिए. एक रीडिंग तो हो जानी चाहिए. So click on that link, talk to us, talk to someone who can help you decide. Sociology, I'm good at philosophy. You say I found resources. Okay. Well, sociology got rank 3, Sajal, with this year. It's a good optional. Intro. Okay, cool. Fine. So you have to choose optional. Optional is also where the edge is. Optional में आपका डेप्थ बहुत चेक होगा because ये स्पेशलाइज्ड सब्जेक्ट है. आपने खुद चूज किया है. आप खुद यूपीएससी को बोल रहे हो कि ये सब्जेक्ट में खुद डेप्थ में पढ़ूंगा, आराम से पेपर 1 पेपर 2 प्रॉपर पढ़ूंगा, एंड देन उसके बाद यू कैन आस्क मी एनी क्वेश्चन. आप यू आर सिग्नलिंग इट टू यूपीएससी में खुद. दिस इज योर कॉन्शियस चॉइस. जीएस में कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, कोई आपका कोई आपका डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर नहीं है कि कुछ भी आ सकता है, कहीं से भी अजीब सा हार्ड क्वेश्चन आ सकता है या वियर्ड क्वेश्चन आ सकता है वहां पे एक बार को। इट्स अंडरस्टैंडेबल, बट ऑप्शनल आपने खुद चूज किया है, इसलिए यहाँ पे डेप्थ चेक होगी ही। इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ GS 1 2 3 4, GS 1 2 3 में कुछ फॉर्मूला लगा के आप सर्टेन स्ट्रक्चर में बिठा सकते हो। एटलीस्ट 12 से 15 क्वेश्चन तो आप कर ही सकते हो, 12 से 15 क्वेश्चन आप कर सकते हो, बट नॉट इन, आई एम सॉरी, बट नॉट in your optional paper। आपको प्रॉपर, आई होप आई एम ऑडिबल, एम आई ऑडिबल? आई थिंक, कैन समवन कंफर्म इफ आई एम ऑडिबल? अच्छा ठीक है। सो ऑप्शनल में ना, तो ऑप्शनल में तो आपको मेक श्योर एवरीवन हियर कि ऑप्शनल में आप लोग बिल्कुल मतलब डेप्थ के साथ जा रहे हो, इनफ आंसर राइटिंग, और दिसंबर लिख के रख लो। दिसंबर के बाद करोगे बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगी, बिकॉज सडनली जनवरी से आपका माइंडसेट ही प्रीलिम्स की तरफ डर के कारण चेंज हो जाएगा। प्रीलिम्स इजी नहीं है, बहुत अनप्रडिक्टेबल है। मुझे बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप लोग मैच्योर, आपको भी पता है। तो वो अचानक से ही आपका शिफ्ट हो जाएगा, फिर कैसे आप करोगे ऑप्शनल? लाइक आई डोंट नो। एंड व्हेन आई से ऑप्शनल, आई ऑल्सो आई एम इंक्लूडिंग GS 1 2 3 4 का सिलेबस। एक रीडिंग तो हो जानी चाहिए, ठीक है? एंड आई गिव यू द होल प्लान, कब तक क्या करना है। ये आपका मेंस का सिलेबस है। लाइक आई सेड, ये बस टॉपिकल सिलेबस है। ब्रेकडाउन आपको यूपीएससी की वेबसाइट पे जाना है, .gov.in, अंडर एक्टिव एग्जामिनेशन टैब, सीएससी पे क्लिक करो, नोटिफिकेशन आ जाएगा, वही करना है, ठीक है? 2027 के ऑप्शनल के बारे में किसी को पता नहीं है, तो आप अभी जीएस पे ध्यान दो, ठीक है? मे बी देर आर चेंजेस दे माइट मेक, आई डोंट नो, बट 2026 वालों को तो कोई चेंज नहीं है, ऑप्शनल रहेगा ही। इट्स अ रेयर फिनोमिना। व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस, बिकॉज इस लिस्ट में नाम आना ही इतनी बड़ी बात है कि मतलब आईएएस वाईएस अभी भूल जाओ, बट लिस्ट में नाम आना विद इन 1 और 2 अटेम्प्ट इज अ बिग थिंग। और जब इतना टफ एग्जामिनेशन हो रहा हो, यू विल बी सिटिंग विद पीपल हु हैव ऑलरेडी क्वालिफाइड द एग्जाम, पीपल हु आर इन द रिजर्व लिस्ट, पीपल जो 4 बार सिलेबस करके 4 साल से अटेम्प्ट दे रहे हैं, पीपल हु कम फ्रॉम द टॉप कॉलेजेस इन द कंट्री और आउटसाइड द इंडिया, पीपल हु हैव डन पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन इन योर ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट, people who have been topper in the optional subject but couldn't qualify the whole exam, people who have better writing skills, they have been writing for 4 5 6 attempts every year। जो आप पहली बार पढ़ रहे हो हिस्ट्री, वो 6 साल से पढ़ रहे हैं। तो आप, ये अनफेयर कंपटीशन है, एग्जाम फेयर है, कंपटीशन अनफेयर है, और उनके पास एडवांटेज है। इस सिचुएशन को, इस रियलिटी को एक्सेप्ट करके ही पढ़ाई करनी है। इसका मतलब ये होता है, अगर आप दिन का 1 घंटा भी इधर उधर कर रहे हो, तो उसका कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज है, उसका कॉस्ट है। वो इमीडिएटली समझ में नहीं आएगा, बट इवेंचुअली यू विल अंडरस्टैंड। बट द प्रॉब्लम इज कि यू विल यू विल स्टिल बी एबल टू सी कि प्रिपरेशन इधर उधर हो गई है बिफोर द एग्जाम, वो कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा नहीं। तो उस सिचुएशन में आई विल हाईली सजेस्ट मत जाओ। बहुत ही just make sure that you're so focused on the things which are required, and trust me, they're not complicated. I'll give you the whole plan. What kind of content that you have to go through, how do you practice mocks, how do you do the answer writing, how do you do PYQ analysis, everything I'll tell you. But and trust me, you don't have to do anything beyond that, right? Mediocre preparation nahi karni hai. Do not get into any kind of mediocrity. Mediocrity looks like this: you wake up in the morning, you have no idea what you have to study, यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग बेस्ड ऑन सम मूड्स, इकोनॉमी का मूड हो रहा है वो पढ़ लेते हैं, बिना हाफ हार्टेड खत्म करके, कोई कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी नहीं है, यू जम्प डाउन टू हिस्ट्री। देयर इज नो सीक्वेंस इन हाउ यू विल कवर अ सिलेबस, देयर इज नो डेडलाइन टू योर प्रिपरेशन। मार्च में जाके मेंस मेंस खत्म कर रहे हो या ऑप्शनल खत्म कर रहे हो, फिर देन यू आर आउट ऑफ फियर, यू आर स्विचिंग सडनली टू प्रीलिम्स, right? And then please understand that each of these stages are different in their own way. Prelims is a completely different examination. They are only checking your decision making. Answers are in front of you, you just have to choose the right one. Then comes mains. You are like a machine, you'll have to generate text in real time. You'll get 7 minutes for for 10 markers, and almost 11 minutes for 15 markers, and 10 markers, 15 and then 10 15 markers, right? The 250 total. So please understand, to write a 2-page answer in 7 minutes, 1.5 minute you'll lose in just understanding what they're asking. Probably you'll have 4 to 5 minutes to write 2 pages of answers. Not only that, you have to fill those 2 pages and write those answers, you'll have to write it better than others. Others means people who have been writing and already have qualified the top toughest examination of this country, be it engineering, medical, anything. They are already an established profession. They have done post-graduation in your optional. This is what makes UPSC very tough. People come from all aspects of life, and they are a different journey in their own preparation, right? They might have optional, which is their own graduation subject or post-graduation subject. There are people who are doing PhD in their optional. There are people who have scored high marks in their optional or essay or ethics or GS. They just missed by a few marks. There are people who are in reserve list, or past year rankers want to improve their ranks or their services, right? So that's why mediocrity, it just won't work. And all of you are mature, you'll realize it. You will not feel it in your preparation when you are writing certain kind of answers or when you're not writing at all, right? Prelims, like I said, is a completely different. In one day you'll have to prove your worth, that you are eligible to write mains. UPSC should give you the chance. The game lies in understanding a lot of PYQs, a lot of practice, and a completion of the syllabus. On a overview level, you should, because you'll be preparing for mains, prelims will be covered. We will miss you. The difference, because lot of subjects which are there in prelims, all of them are in mains. कुछ ही सब्जेक्ट्स है जो मेंस में, मतलब बहुत सारे सब्जेक्ट्स हैं जो मेंस में नहीं होंगे. ऑलमोस्ट 22 सब्जेक्ट्स इज व्हाट यू स्टडी इन मेंस, राइट? बट प्रीलिम्स इज अ सबसेट ऑफ मेंस. The difference is in the nature of examination, which is MCQ, and the way you qualify it. Like, you have to eliminate a lot, you'll have to take a lot of guessing, intelligent guessing, you'll have to do a lot of practice basically, and a good depth. You have to develop a depth of PYQ analysis. I'll tell you how. And of course, interview is like a 30-20 minute thing, right? So completely different exam. ये integrated preparation etc. ये सब नहीं करना है, right? This is the level of cutoff that you get. Last year का cutoff ये है across category. Forget categories, check general category. This is the bare minimum you should be getting in a mock test. Anything less than this, you are in trouble. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. This is your mains cutoff, 729. Look at the total. Let me show you the total. What is the total sum of mains examination? 1750. What is the cutoff? 729. The last person got in mains 729. You can see almost कितना हुआ? Almost 38, 40-ish percentage. इतना ही हुआ ना? That is what you get. Like, इतना ही चाहिए बस. That is the number of marks, that is the score that you need to qualify mains examination. Now, if in 40% marks of the total score, you will be going for interview, please understand how tough the exam is. Mains is not an easy. This is one of the toughest exam you'll ever give. This is the overall cutoff. At 947% was in the list out of 2025. Okay, so now you have a baseline set. I have told you what this examination is, etc., cutoff, etc. You guys know. Let's start preparation. Okay. Sir, मुझे current affairs नहीं पता. I don't know how many newspaper I should read. This magazine, that magazine. Throw everything away. Focus on just 4 subjects, foundation subjects: history, geography, polity, and economy. Do not touch anything, or touch newspaper or any magazine at your own risk. But here I am telling you very clearly, forget current affairs if you are preparing for 2026 for a while, unless you can answer questions from these 4 subjects. And if you don't believe me, let me give you some evidence. Let's say this is GS paper 1. What were the events that led to Quit India movements? Point out results. What kind of current affairs are you using in writing this answer? This is a 10 marker. You'll have to write in 5 minutes, fill 2 pages. Estimate the contribution of Pallavas of Kachi for the development of art literature in South India. Tell me the kind of current affairs you are using. What is the phenomena of cloudburst? Explain. Tell me the current affairs. What is the sea surface temperature rise? How does it affect formation of tropical cyclones? Where is the current affairs? Let me show you more, give you more evidence. This is again your GS paper 1. Question on Cholas, question on First World War and the preservation of balance of power, Industrial Revolution in England, Gangetic Valley in serious decline, groundwater potential, how may affect the food security of India. Typical pure static questions coming in your mains paper. I can tell you the same thing in prelims paper. You can go and check. Static questions were almost 84% of the questions you could have solved from static preparation. So current affairs ka song, like do not sing songs about current affairs anymore unless you have a clear understanding of concepts in your static subjects. If you're attempting for the first time, do not do it, or do it at your own risk. Because if you're not able to solve questions from these normal pure static questions, which you can trace back to your standard books and resources very easily, what are we even doing? Roll of millets, land reforms, प्योर फूड इन्फ्लेशन, ये कॉन्सेप्ट ही इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट नहीं पता होंगे तो आप कैसे लिखोगे? मतलब यू शुड बी हैविंग नोट्स ऑन दिस, यू शुड हैव अ क्लियर कट अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ व्हाट आर दीज कॉन्सेप्ट्स एटसेट्रा. देयर इज नो पॉइंट you going for the current affairs. What will end up happening is that the moment you pick up any newspaper, there are two risks. One, you will be reading anything and everything. ये भी important है because you are a beginner, you don't have any filters right now. क्या important है क्या नहीं है, you don't have any filter. ये भी हो सकता है, वो भी हो सकता है, something. Or you have 30 loudspeaker on YouTube telling you ये कर लो वो कर लो. Because of that you might sway away out of some fear or FOMO, and then you might end up giving more importance to things which are not important at that point of time because your foundation, your basic static subjects are weak, right? So please understand at the beginning, your whole, like there's not just one goal. Is my foundation very strong? Like history, geography, economy, polity, pure subjects, static subjects covered from the standard books. Everyone knows the name of the books. ये 2025 चल रहा है. You can just Google and then you'll find the name of the books, right? So you will find NCERT's standard books for each subjects and you cover from there. ठीक है? Or your own notes or wherever you are, whatever you can get, just cover from there. Okay, but do not touch current affairs up until then. Once you have clear understanding, these are certain direct mains questions that you should be able to answer if you have covered the static, right? Now you have 10 months from here, right? This is July. You will have your prelims on 21st of May. Sorry, 24th of May. This is the timeline. Take a screenshot or something. Okay. These are the deadlines. Take in terms of deadline. Like by December end, I should be able to cover my main syllabus. Okay. Or optional ka one reading plus optional ka one reading. You should have attempted some sectional test, and you should have started writing certain basic answers. All right. So make sure you take a screenshot of this. These are the deadlines. At the top of the line, you'll see 50 percentile, 80 percentile, 99 percentile. What it says is, if you stay true, if you promise yourself or to me or to us or to your mentor that you'll be hitting these deadlines, you will be in that percentile of the aspirants. By the end of September, 50 percentile of the aspirants will fail to cover their foundation subject. This is reality. They will not win. Are they qualifying the exam on the day you'll be attempting prelims? No, they're not. मेरे बोलने से कुछ नहीं होता, मतलब they won't. That is the real. मतलब इतना easy थोड़ी है कि बिना पढ़े भी prelims हो जाएगा. मतलब ऐसा थोड़ी हो सकता है यार. इतना भी थोड़ी ना intelligent guess कर लोगे तुम. तो बिना पढ़े तो नहीं होना है. तो if you fail to cover your syllabus for 2026 people by this deadline, there is going to be a lot of trouble and it will pile up. A lot of pile up, but less time to cover them. Creates panic. That's not a good place to be in, at least in this high pressure exam. ठीक है? Same December तक अगर आप mains कर लेते हो, optional कर लेते हो, then you'll have 80%. You'll be in the 80 percentile. People don't do it. They'll not reach. Suddenly from January, you should be able to shift in your prelims preparation. What it means is a lot of mock test, a lot of PYQ analysis, attempting all the PYQs, or analyzing options of those PYQs, and fixing gaps. Are you getting questions wrong because you had no idea about the current affairs or the concepts of that particular question, or did you panic or did you misread it? Kuch bhi ho sakta hai. Or you were not able to like you might be doing a lot of silly mistakes also. So that is the thing that you'll be fixing, and 3-4 months are needed to fix it. You'll also be doing a lot of revision in these 4 months. Like I said, prelims is becoming very tough. Tough means unpredictable. So make sure that you are able to have a good grasp before 24th of the May comes. Okay? These are the generic timelines. These are the basic fundamental question you should be asking almost at the end of every week when you're preparing. Okay. First, am I focusing on the right things? You're a beginner. So you'll not make big mistakes or very tricky mistakes. You'll make a very common mistakes, and it is expected of you because you're new to this. As for anything in life, anything that you do for the first time, we generally, because we are not that aware, we might make a very common mistake. Common mistakes from the point of view of a ranker or point of view of a veteran. कि ये तो इतनी छोटी सी गलती है, मैं तो कभी नहीं करता. But those veterans, those rankers have done the same mistake. What my goal here is that you avoid those mistakes also. You don't do the common mistakes also. Okay. Am I focusing on the right thing? In the whole journey of UPSC, you will come across every shiny object, new shiny object, every whatever, second week, this, that, etc. You have to be focused. It's a hard thing, but you don't dilute anything in terms of your content or anything. Stick to the sources, keep repeating the loop. Okay. Do I understand what UPSC demands, which is basically PYQs, and in mains, what kind of answers across papers are they expecting? Essay में क्या expected है, optional में क्या है, ethics में क्या है, GS में क्या है, etc. Same is for personality test. And how, once I understand these two things, am I focusing on the right thing also, which is the strategy and the content part? And second is, do I understand what UPSC demands? Once I understand those two, how can I make my preparation strategy aligned to what UPSC is looking for? That's it. These are the three fundamental questions that you need to keep asking almost every week. So let's solve for each of them. 3 pillars for your strategy, content, and your mentorship. Generally, if you're a full-time aspirant, how many of you are full-time? Is there some working people here? Is there anyone who's working, like doing some job also, or some internship or something simultaneously? Ria, you're in job? Okay, working. Oh, okay. We have enough people. Okay, काफी. So for you folks, I think 7-8 hours daily तो मुश्किल ही है. Like I don't think you'll be able to pull that off. Weekends, there is, so drop, like kill your social life. There's no social life for next 10 months. Hard call, but you'll have to make sure you are very honest to your goal for next 10 months. सिर्फ 10-12 महीने का पेन है, you'll have a great life. ठीक है? So I think उतना trade off you guys can do. So kill your social life नहीं करना है. Weekend पे you'll have to pull off 7 to 8 hours. Some people can do. Eventually you'll be able to do even 10 hours. 10 hours, there is no benchmark to it. People have qualified exam even with lesser time frame, etc. Right? Why I'm saying is that because if you're starting from today, you just have 10 months. So you'll have to cover a lot now. Had you started like, let's say January, May, or I don't know when you guys started, but or what is your stage of preparation right now? Have you completed foundation subjects, etc.? I'm assuming if you're starting right from today, from tomorrow, if you're starting for 2026 from zero, then you'll have to have weekends invested in your preparation. And on weekdays after your work, you should be able to invest 3 to 4 hours. Stretch up to 4 hours so that the productive hours will be around 2 to 3 hours. Okay? Take breaks, but try to stretch up to 4. Once you will build a routine, it won't trouble you much. You'll be able to sit down, and as long as you are focused on what you are doing rather than just passing those 4 hours, you are on the right track. So number of hours per se is not some parameter of success, but it is what is it? It's the minimum requirement. Like you'll have to sit. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता कि आप बिना ही पढ़े एग्जाम निकाल दोगे. बैठना तो पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही, right? And these number of hours are required to cover the syllabus also. It's a big syllabus, especially mains and optional. And when you have a tight deadline like December में mains करना है और optional खत्म करना है तब, right? So of course, a lot of people revise before they start. The next day, you can have that practice also. You can make short notes and do that. For working professionals, you can just have it on your phone, on your way to office, etc., or wherever you are. Just phone में आप quickly glance कर लो कि कल ये पढ़ा था. Especially by weekly 15 दिन में एक revision करना ही है, नहीं तो आप भूल जाओगे. Like there are a lot of subjects you are reading, almost 20 to 24 subjects you are reading. How is it possible that you remember so much? There are concepts, facts, schemes, data, tables, diagrams, etc. कैसे होगा यार? Quotes. So you'll have to revise. There's no other ways. It's very simple, right? And yeah, make revision as a part of your routine. There has to be a day and time fixed for revision. Just for the reference, I'm giving you a timetable. It has started in March, but you can start like shift down from July. Take a screenshot, but don't ditto follow it. Just make sure that this is how you have slotted your preparation, that you're not leaving anything for the chance. everything is written. There's no decision that I have to make when I wake up in the morning tomorrow that okay, आज क्या पढ़ना है क्या नहीं पढ़ना है. It's already slotted. You already know what you have to do today, right? And at what time you are finishing, etc. Sources, etc. सब लिखा हुआ है. This is your generic overview, right? This is slot of a day. So if you check the upper column header, you'll see slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4. If you're a full-time aspirant, you will have around 8 hours in a day. Please slot them into 2.5 hour, 2.5 hour, 2 hours, etc. If you're a working professional, slot, you should be keeping that one slot after coming back from office, or you can divide 1 hour in the morning before going and after coming back, etc. Okay. If you're working from home, etc., you can stretch a bit more. Okay. Weekends, your slots should be 4 only. For working professional folks, you should be having 4 to 5 slots on weekend. Stretch as much as possible, make use of all the holidays, etc., whatever it is. Okay. But yeah, so this is daily basis slotted, etc. Now let's come back to the content side of the strategy. These are the only thing that you need. Just write down. NCERT is 11th and 12th. If you don't come from the humanities background, if you've forgotten your school car knowledge, etc., NCERT, it's okay, it's fine. People will recommend you to start from 6th class. I'm telling you, don't. Start from 11th and 12th class of NCERT for all these subjects, history, geography, economy, polity, which is civics. But go through, if still you feel कि कुछ तो concepts मेरे को 11th 12th वाले में नहीं आ रहा है समझ में, it may happen, then go down the order, then go 10th 9th 7th 8th whatever. ठीक है, trust me, you will not miss anything from the lower class NCERTs. It's already there in 11th. You won't. But if you don't trust me, and if you are not able to understand some topic because of some reasons, then go down the order. You'll not miss it. You're not going to miss anything. So you can start from 11th and 12th. Once you have done it, you can go back down. What 2 things will be happening? First, you'll be revising your 11th, 12th because you're rereading those topics again. A lot of topics, not everything. And then you'll be able to fix certain gaps, your conceptual understanding, etc. Once NCERTs are done, you have to switch to standard books. And this is the time, and parallel to NCERT in standard books, you're doing a lot of PYQ analysis. I'll show you how to do it. It's freely available as a PDF. We'll drop the link in the end. You'll have everything about micro themes, etc. Then and you're making parallel notes. Okay, you're writing notes so that you don't have to go back to 11th class NCERT again when you're revising. वो नहीं करना है, इतना time कहाँ है आपके पास? You just have 10 months, okay, before prelims. So you can't be going back to the original books. So for standard books and for NCERT, you should be start writing notes. Okay, write facts, the things that you think you will forget, some concepts, something you saw in PYQ they have been asking, write that, etc. Okay. So that is done, and for every micro theme topic, you should be having a note. Okay. Once that has happened, is that much content enough? It's not, because you'll end up realizing UPSC has been stretching beyond the standard sources. They are asking questions which you cannot trace back to standard sources. That is when if you're doing some classes, so those notes, you'll have to do a lot of internet research. If you're considering some extra books, etc., then from there, generally Google will help you. You don't need any classes या कुछ extra books. अगर आप उस topic का नाम डालोगे, suffix with UPSC, search it, आ जाएगा. बहुत सारी websites आ जाएंगी and you'll find content for there. ठीक है. So this is how you enrich your content, even including current affairs. So then comes current affairs, because once, let's say, you have representation of people act in GS paper 2 mains, of course you should understand what is the RPA Act. But then there might be a current affairs, there might be a Supreme Court judgment on it, there might be some changes in that, etc., some recent happening. So that enrichment needs to go in your notes. That can only come from current affairs. Now, because you understand representation of people's act, now it will make sense to read in the current affairs कि इसमें क्या नया हो रहा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या बोल दिया. आपको पता ही नहीं है आरपीए, तो आप क्या समझोगे? आप कंफ्यूज जाओगे. So there's no point doing anything in current affairs unless you have done your basic subjects and they are conceptually you are good at them. Now you are enriching your notes, basic foundation notes, with your current affairs, which are making them relevant for the examination, because you're doing last 1 year's का current affairs. इसके बाद, this is your mean level. Now you are a sincere aspirant. Is that enough? It's not. These people will be able to write something in the mains paper, but that is not enough yet. From here on, you should be enriching your content, whatever notes with expected notes, and from other researches, from topper copies, you see topper copies, you see, acha, ye wala point to, I could have never thought, write that. Right, you're doing a lot of rankers ka analysis, etc. Some topper stocks, their way of writing, and from enrichment also improves your originality, like something that you can write, some kind of diagram you can write. If you guys remember Tina Davi, she was rank 1. She has never written answers in point. All her GS answers were in paragraph. That is originality. Or uska she barely the margin was very thin between rank 1 and 2, like very thin. So you can understand people do lot of things. एक बेस लेवल आने के बाद ना, इट्स जनरली लेफ्ट अप टू द एस्पायरेंट कि वो कितनी ओरिजिनलिटी स्ट्रेच कर सकते हैं. ट्रस्ट मी, ऐसे एथिक्स जीएस के आंसर राइटिंग में तो यही है. दिस इज द ट्रुथ. After you have a basic understanding of subjects, you have enriched them with current affairs, you have done your basic research, you have utilized some enrichment from expected notes, etc. उसके बाद what is left is your way, your touch, your creativity, your originality. वो कैसे आएगी? बार बार आप लिखते रहोगे और रिसर्च करते रहोगे, टॉपर्स की कॉपी देखते रहो, ये लोग क्या लिख रहे हैं, मेरे से क्या पॉइंट छूटे जा रहे हैं, और कोई डायमेंशन ऐड कर सकते हैं कि नहीं. ठीक है. इफ आई आस्क यू समथिंग अबाउट, आई डोंट नो, लेट्स अबाउट दिस पेन, what are the points which comes in your head, right? Let's say pen is of sky blue color, it writes in black color, it has black ink, it is this much in mm, 0.76 in mm, it has a one hook, etc. This is the name of the company, etc. तो ये एक dimension हो गया which are physical attributes of the pen. But then there can be other dimension. This pen is used only for signing the documents. This pen is used by this person, that person. What I'm trying to say is that it's mostly in GS paper about the number of dimensions which you can write. It's about the breadth. In optional, it is the depth, because वो आपने choose किया है वो subject. So unless you can write that 2 extra point, then the next person नहीं मिलेगा, 1-2 number extra नहीं मिलेगा. And that 1 or 2 extra number, it compounds in each paper. 20 marks in one paper, total 80 marks. If you consider optional also, फिर तो मतलब. So please understand, like, these are the basic nuances that you'll have to keep focusing, because you're a beginner. You might miss these small things because of lot of noise happening, right? जब ये सब हो जाएगा ना 5th point तक, everything should be summed up in one pager. Why? Because revision is the name of the game. ये सारी की सारी fight, it won't matter if you don't recall on the day of exam, if you don't remember when you are trying to understand a question. तो उसमें क्या लिखूं, उस 7 मिनट में याद नहीं आएगा, आप कैसे लिखोगे? So you should be, and that one pager is what helps there, because you'll be quickly able to glance through the keywords, and keywords works as a retrieval cue. वो एक कीवर्ड आपको याद दिला देगा पूरी चीज. So then you will be able to articulate. And then English तो लिखे लोगे ना, आप expand कर ही सकते हो एक point को, but that point, that dimension has to be. So one pager are important. These has real value. Almost every ranker you'll find, they end up coming down to one pager. वो उनका summary है of all the ज्ञान and knowledge they have collected over one or 2 years. ठीक है. It has a real value. So please just focus on, at this stage you should be summarizing all your knowledge. आपके पास, you cannot afford, आपके पास कैसे time है, you cannot afford to go through original books at this time. ठीक है. So by the end of December, optional का one pager हो जाना चाहिए, mains का one pager हो जाना चाहिए. You have अगस्त, सितंबर, अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर, 5 महीने यार. यू हैव ऑलमोस्ट 160 days, आराम से होएगा. ठीक है. एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स रिवीजन यू विल हैव टू डू पीरियोडिकली, सो दैट यू मेक श्योर कि whatever you are studying, whatever the concepts, you don't forget. There's a lot of things that you need to remember. ठीक है. Content में I'll quickly tell you about the micro theme. This helps you understand PYQs. Starting with prelims, look at, these are the number of questions. This is almost 11-12 years of PYQ analysis done. How many questions came from these subjects? This is mostly static. You can see almost 59 questions, 60 questions were from static. Average of last 10-11 years. This is average. So you can see if 59 is an average, you can see the highest could have gone to 80, 70, etc. ठीक है. So ये आपका एवरेज है. दिस इज व्हाट. सो ऑलमोस्ट 120 नंबर तो आपको सिर्फ स्टैटिक करने पे मिल रहे हैं यार. मतलब अभी करंट अफेयर्स का यू शुड नॉट बी मतलब इवन वरीड अबाउट इट. ऑलमोस्ट 100 मार्क्स आर अप फॉर द ग्रैब. मतलब क्या टेंशन ले रहे हो आप प्रीलिम्स का? अब आप करके तो देखो, आप बेसिक बुक्स उठा के देखो, एनसीईआरटी, हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमी, पॉलिटी, इस पे अच्छे से कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी, अ रियली गुड डेप्थ ऑफ पीवाईक्यू एनालिसिस, इनफ। फालतू का एंजाइटी में जाने का, ये नहीं हुआ वो नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं करना है। आप एग्जाम समझ जाओगे, पीवाईक्यू एनालिसिस करोगे तो you'll be able to understand, you'll come very close to UPSC and what it needs. All of your fear and everything will be killed right then and there, because now you understand UPSC. So I've told you the analysis, like almost 120 marks you can grab. On an average, 100 marks you can grab only from 4 subjects. There is an evidence. I didn't make up this. You guys are free to do your own analysis, but I'm just saying these are the number of questions they are coming from static, right? For mains, this is the microfilm document. I'll share the link in the end, and I'll show you some other expected document also. What it means is there are certain topics which keeps coming every year in UPSC, and we also have to understand the frequency of those topics, like how many times are they asked. So the more number of times the same topic is coming, they are high. Of course, they are more important than others, because we realize certain topics in each subject, in GS paper, history, geography, whatever the way you want to divide, because we understand certain topics are coming again and again, we give them more attention, differentiated attention, disproportionate attention than other topics, for obvious reasons. क्योंकि वो आए जा रहे हैं, तो मैं ऐसे टॉपिक को क्यों, अब इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी से आए जा रहे हैं क्वेश्चन, आप बोल रहे हो कि मुझे कुछ डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का करना है जहां से एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा होगा, नहीं कर, दैट्स अ फुलिश थिंग, बिकॉज इट विल कॉस्ट यू होल ईयर। आपके पेपर में तो इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी के ज्यादा क्वेश्चन होंगे ना, तो आपके डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट पढ़ने से फायदा ही क्या हुआ, कुछ नहीं हुआ। दिस इज व्हाट पीवाईक्यू एनालिसिस मींस, दिस इज व्हाट यू विल नॉट फाइंड इन सम पब्लिश्ड बुक, बिकॉज यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, इट्स नॉट कि पीवाईक्यू का आंसर आप दे सकते हो कहीं, वो पेपर हो चुका है पिछले सालों में, उसका आंसर आप सही दे भी दोगे तो क्या कर लोगे, मतलब ऐसा एग्जाम थोड़ी निकल निकल वो हो गया है पेपर। The idea is to derive certain kind of insights from the past year papers so that they help you in your future exam the next year. And that is what micro theme does. It makes you aware about certain topics which have a high probability, high potential to be asked again. And all of this is evidence based in front of you. You can see which year, what question, etc. And these are identified. This is just a screenshot of the PDF. You'll have the whole PDF. I'll share in the end. Just wait. We came up with micro themes, although it is heavily copied with almost every coaching, etc. But this is openly available. So Civilsdaily is the one who owns the copyright for micro themes. This is NCERT. The way we have annotated NCERT, these are called annotated NCERT. Anything wherever you see a green annotation, a real UPSC question have been asked from there. Wherever you see a blue area, that is a very important topic or a sentence to study, because there is a possible question which can be made from there. Okay. If you see yellow annotation, then there are statements which sound very extreme, but they are also true, because generally you will see extreme statements are not true in UPSC, not all the time. Anyone who says NCERT से क्वेश्चन नहीं आते, here is a proof. आते हैं, आज भी आते हैं, ठीक है। So NCERT को don't take anything for granted. NCERTs are important, especially start from 11th and 12th. This is 12th class. So these are annotated NCERT, again freely available in the same drive. I'll share in the end. This is how one pager should be. This is Sri Lakshmi. This is our one pager. This is the rankers one pager. The whole 14 chapters of parliament system of government has been converted into one pager. Look at this, how quickly you'll be able to revise, etc. This is the importance. And if you're not able to do this, it is completely understandable. We have solved it for you. They are called flash notes. They are also available. Some of them are available in the drive link, which I'll share. So the whole 30 plus pages of fundamental rights has been converted into 3-4 pages of flash notes, if you're not able to make one page notes. The only issue you'll have here is you don't have a current affairs enrichment here. If anything has happened around fundamental rights in current affairs or anything has come up, वो आपको enrich करना पड़ेगा इसके ऊपर. This is generally helpful for prelims and mains both, especially in revising. ठीक है. Let's talk about X factor. This is the thing which has been making rounds in the aspirant community. If you have heard anything about Civilsdaily, X factor will come up, right? X factor is something which will improve your base level content to UPSC even beyond that. It will add dimensions in your answers. It will make your answers more presentable by giving a lot of schemes, data, facts, committees, judgments, etc. जो आप पता नहीं 10 जगह से रिसर्च करके ढूंढते रहोगे, उतना टाइम नहीं है। एक जगह पे स्ट्रक्चर्ड तरीके से आपको मिल जाएगा, राइट? सिंगल सोर्स है, ठीक है। एंड एवरीथिंग इज एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड एंड everything is backed by PYQ. Okay, so these are the key pillars of X factors. You have micro themes. We identify what are the topics which have been asked in mains. X factors are for mains paper, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have exam orientation. Only things which are relevant to UPSC. ये जो एक चलता है कि हमारे नोट से आ गया, अरे भैया आपने नोट्स में सब कुछ ही डाल रखा है तो उससे ही आएगा, मतलब ये कैसा क्लेम है? यू मतलब अब जब योर नोट्स हैव एवरीथिंग अबाउट एवरीथिंग ऑन दिस अर्थ एंड देन यू क्लेम उसमें से कुछ आ गया, ऑफ कोर्स इजंट दैट ऑब्वियस? उसमें से ही तो आएगा। द इंटेलिजेंस इज कि जितना मैंने दिया है सिर्फ उसमें से ही आ रहा है। दैट इज वेयर द इंटेलिजेंस इज, दैट इज वेयर द स्मार्टनेस इज, कि बच्चे का टाइम खराब नहीं होना चाहिए, उसको वही पढ़ाओ जो एग्जाम में रिलेवेंट है, जिस जो टॉपिक की वैल्यू है यूपीएससी लेवल पे। रैंडम कुछ भी बता के उसमें से आ गया तो फिर 90% टाइम तो उसका खराब ही किया ना। आया तो वो 10% में से ही है, तो आपको 10% ही देना था फिर। एंड उसमें बहुत मेहनत लगती है। द बैक एंड वर्क एंड इंटेलिजेंस इज इट्स ऑन अनदर लेवल, राइट? सो एग्जाम ओरिएंटेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट, सो दैट लाइक आई सेड 1 अटेम्प्ट में ही करना है। एंड देन द डेप्थ ऑफ द कंटेंट, बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड मेंस में ना एक बेस लेवल कंटेंट के बाद एवरेज मार्क्स ही मिलेंगे, एंड दैट्स नॉट गुड इनफ। आपका बेयरली अगर हो भी जाता है ना मेंस में, इंटरव्यू जाते भी हो, और इंटरव्यू इज स्लाइटली अनप्रेडिक्टेबल देन मेंस, बेसिकली जो चीज आप कंट्रोल कर सकते थे वहां आपके कम मार्क्स आ गए, विच इज मेंस। जो आप कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते इंटरव्यू, वहां पे पता नहीं है, तो बेयरली इधर उधर हो सकता है, फिर बहुत ट्रिकी है, फिर वो 1 साल का साइकिल है। इसलिए मेंस में आपको हमेशा बेस लेवल से बहुत ऊपर कंटेंट का प्रिपरेशन करके जाना है, ठीक है? लेट मी एक्चुअली शो यू अ रियल एक्स फैक्टर नोट्स, आई थिंक दैट इज बेटर। Okay, I hope you can see. These are mains PYQ on this table. I just made this table in the evening. ये किस साल के क्वेश्चन है, ये एक्स फैक्टर के नोट्स हैं, ये टॉपिक्स हैं, एंड देन ये पेज नंबर है एक्स फैक्टर पे कि कहाँ पे ये PYQ से ये वाला नोट्स मिल जाएगा। आप लेट मी सिंप्लीफाई। इमेजिन करो कि आप अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट टॉपिक का माइक्रो थीम है जो हर साल आ ही जा रहा है, कुछ ना कुछ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट पे क्वेश्चन आता ही है, ठीक है? मुझे क्या चाहिए? मुझे अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का बेसिक स्टैटिक कंटेंट आना चाहिए, एंड सेकंड व्हाट एवर हैज हैपेंड up until now, whatever the dimensions of unemployment that UPSC have asked, can ask, and should ask, I should be prepared. There are data points, there are judgments, there are committees, there are recent happenings, there are a lot of things which might happen around unemployment, how other countries have dealt with it, what is happening, what are the policy changes, what are the new schemes, etc., for different aspects of society, what is happening in skill development, etc. नीति आयोग का रोल क्या है, कौन से क्या गवर्नमेंट बॉडी का रोल क्या है, एग्जीक्यूटिव का रोल क्या है, वट एवर इट इज, एक जगह पे होना चाहिए, बट ऑल्सो रिलेवेंट टू यूपीएससी। ऐसे नहीं कुछ भी, यूपीएससी के लेवल का होना चाहिए। दैट आई हैव रिटन इवन द पेज नंबर, जो पीवाईक्यू को आप ट्रेस कर सकते हो एक्सपेक्टर में। एंड आई विल शो यू द एक्चुअल एक्सपेक्टर नोट्स। जस्ट राइट यस इफ यू कैन सी माई स्क्रीन, just confirm me if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Great. Okay, so these are expected notes, and this is for 2025 mains. We revise them every year. कुछ भी टॉपिक ले लेते हैं, let's say I know, let's say GD, okay, let's say GDP ले लो आप। So let's say first question is UPSC mains में आया था ये, faster economic growth requires increased share of manufacturing sector in GDP. It basically is saying कि जब तक MSME मीडियम स्मॉल बिजनेसेस में ग्रोथ नहीं आएगी, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में ग्रोथ नहीं आएगी, तब तक फास्टर इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ होना मुश्किल है। दैट इज देयर स्टेटमेंट, दैट इज व्हाट दे आर सेइंग। नाउ यू हैव टू कमेंट ऑन इट ऑन सर्टेन गवर्नमेंट का पॉलिसी, प्रेजेंट पॉलिसीज, ओके? दैट्स द क्वेश्चन ऑन जीडीपी। नाउ unless you understand GDP at a decent level, national accounting, etc., so this is what सब कुछ दिया है, नेशनल अकाउंटिंग, जीडीपी का कैलकुलेशन, दिस इज आपका पूरा जीडीपी, जीडीपी का ट्रेंड दिया हुआ है, डेटा दिया हुआ है, चेंजेस दिए हैं, देयर आर सर्टेन चेंजेस डन इन जीडीपी कैलकुलेशन इफ यू गाइस नो। सो ये है वेरियस एडवांटेज ऑफ अडॉप्टिंग द न्यू दिस थिंग, you have benefits of GDP issues. So this is not just the manufacturing or MSME. You are under all other dimension. ऐसा तो नहीं है अगले साल भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ MSME का कंट्रीब्यूशन आ जाएगा जीडीपी पे। द पॉइंट इज जीडीपी इज अ थीम, आपको उस पूरे एरिया को कवर करके जाना है अच्छे से। and that is what X factor will. This is the. By the way, this question has come in prelims also. This calculation wala. If someone remembers, this question has come up for GDP calculation wala. Look at this. All alternative to GDP, potential GDP. I can just go on. Let's just take savings, etc. Uh, which topic do you want to? Land reform pe there was a question, right? Okay. I think it's not loading. But the idea is before you start any topic in X Factor notes, what you will understand is that there are PYQs. Without PYQ, we don't do a thing. Let me show you. Let's say banking sector. This is banking sector. So you'll have almost everything about whatever is there in the functions of bank, primary, secondary. You'll have scheduled, non-scheduled banks में difference क्या है, definition, etc. So आपका static का headache ही खत्म है. आपको सारे कमेटीज के नाम एक जगह है, बेमल जालान, सरफाइसी एक्ट, उपेंद्र कुमार, लाइक ईयर्स के साथ करंट अफेयर से एनरिच्ड है. सेंट्रल बैंक आरबीआई का रोल क्या है, क्या क्या इश्यूज आरबीआई फेस कर रहा है, वो रोल क्या है, अप अंटिल 2023. मतलब सारा कुछ. दिस इज फॉर 2025. दिस विल बी रिवाइज्ड अगेन. व्हाट आर the way forwards? So it is written in a structure of a mains answer. Analysis करोगे, intro करोगे, last में conclusion, way forward लिखोगे, etc. तो आपका आप प्राइम ही वैसे हो रहे हो कि इसी तरीके से स्ट्रक्चर करना है, इसी तरीके से लिखना है, etc. Different cooperative banks, all the flow diagrams, etc. NPAs. I can just go on. These are the notes which were made by rank 2. अनिमेश प्रधान, बिकॉज ही गॉट 470 प्लस इन हिज जीएस मेंस. ये रेयरली होता है, इतने मार्क्स आते नहीं है. द नेचुरल क्वेश्चन वाज हाउ डिड ही गेट इट राइट. एंड एक्स फैक्टर इज समथिंग दैट हेल्प्ड हिम अ लॉट बिकॉज इट बियॉन्ड द बेस कंटेंट व्हिच कम्स फ्रॉम योर फाउंडेशन सब्जेक्ट्स एटसेट्रा, योर स्टैंडर्ड रिसोर्सेज. अब यूपीएससी उससे बियॉन्ड जा चुका है. अगर आप इससे ऊपर नहीं लिखोगे तो एवरेज या बिलो एवरेज मार्क्स मिलेंगे, आपका एक साल का प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Shubham Dubey, how can we get these notes? These notes are freely available in digital mode, like PDF में freely है. I'll share the link in the end. And if you want a print copy, and if you are in ORN Delhi, you'll find on any bookstore. Go to Kumar Bookshop, etc. You'll find them. So that is X Factor. I hope I have made it clear कि इसके बिना preparation करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाएगा. Get X Factor on your table. This is current affairs burning issue. होता क्या है कि you have to analyze one topic from all the GS topics. ठीक है. GS 1 2 3 4. UPSC has not committed to us कि bulldozer justice या certain topics I'll only ask in GS 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. They can literally ask the same topic in GS 4 3 2 1. Now unless you have points prepared for that particular subject or paper, you'll write a generic answer. You'll not write relevant to that paper. अब आप GS2 के पॉइंट्स GS4 में थोड़ी लिखोगे इथिक्स में. ठीक है. तो उस तरीके से प्रिपेयर होना चाहिए. दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम व्हिच बर्निंग इशू सॉल्व्स. It is a unique problem. Lot of people don't even realize that they might face this problem. Okay. So make sure this is also it's there in the same drive. So you'll find we release burning issue monthly. It's a monthly thing, and we do not burden you with all the issues that has happened. We are very conscious about what is most relevant for UPSC, and we only choose 20 topics in a month. Only 20 topics a month. Okay? And we have proven and again the question only from those topics because we understand how to smartly filter what UPSC requires basis PYQ. Burning issue also have a knowledge or content for prelims because prelims is very factual. So what, where, when, etc., person, places, etc., they're also there. If you scroll down in burning issue PDF, you'll find prelims ka tidbits. Like I said, these are released monthly, once in a month. So either you folks can scan this to get all this content. If not, I'll quickly share the link. Let me finish the session in next 10 minutes. Okay, just wait. Last part is mentorship. The importance of mentorship is that when everything is going fine, you don't need it. But when it's only made for the worst days of your preparation, which is inevitable, it might so happen that you're not clear about your timings. It might happen that you need some accountability partner. जैसे स्कूल में होता था, like unless like we were always afraid of completing our homework before we'll go to school next day because we know what teacher will do or what he or she might scold us, etc. So वो नहीं चाहिए. There are some disadvantage to not completing syllabus, and this person will make it apparent to me again and again, right? And they'll keep me on track, and I'll give you certain examples of the impact of it. So this is AI 2's timetable. Focus on two things. One is the test, second revision, and third post-test discussion. These are the three things. Look at the revision becoming a part of his routine. Look at the tests and look at the after test. You'll see post-test discussion with the mentor, right? So build an accountability system for yourself. If not, then get in front of some person who has been through the similar journey, like a mentor or something. This is again a mentorship program ranker from Civilsdaily, right? Unka timetable hai. Now, before I end the session, I want to tell certain few things, because mentorship has become the new this whole whatever jargon in the whole UPSC thing, right? And especially beginners, they don't understand how to judge the best thing possible for them. We have mentored thousands of aspirants in last 6 years, and there are certain learnings we have had. I want to share them. It is the only program which has produced rankers. I'll tell you why this I'm making this such a bold claim. Because इन लोगों ने और कहीं से mentorship नहीं ली है. So what has it become what has happened in UPSC is that some people will take this thing from there, that thing from there, that thing from here. 2018 में कुछ तो लिया था, and then suddenly that institute will come and say कि oh हमारे यहाँ से निकल गया. That is just making fool out of beginner aspirants and new aspirants and etc. Veterans don't get into these traps anymore. But not respecting the intelligence of UPSC aspirant is the worst thing any institute will do. When we said Animesh is our student, he has not gone to any other place except for his optional. That is what I meant. A student stays with the mentor for 1 year. Those are the only people we say ki this is where we have created whatever the amount of impact we could have done. And we take a lot of pride in that, right? It's not similar to foundation. Anyone who says 2018 में कोई कोर्स लिया था, 2025 में बोल दिया कि एग्जाम निकल गया है, ये मतलब ये क्या चल रहा है भाई? वो बाकी के कहाँ गए साल, उसमें कहाँ थे आप? मतलब ये like I said, they are not they are disrespecting the intelligence of UPSC aspirants clearly. So this is not how you should be judging. ठीक है? Recent years exactly ask कहाँ पे exactly value create की है mentor ने, मुझे वो बताइए आप. ठीक है? Like where exactly did the mentor create the value in the journey of the aspirant? So foundation is anyway a dead thing. Foundation courses have no value almost. Sitting in a classroom is no value at all. When we started mentorship, we knew that it was 100 times better than sitting in a classroom. Like we knew, because even today we consciously made sure that our mentorship will not have any kind of classes. We don't believe एक बच्चे को classes का issue है. Right now, go to YouTube, okay, and then search for any class. Right? You go to YouTube, polity, economy, geography, etc. Search for any class. You'll find all the free classes, etc. So someone says, Animesh was the Unacademy. Animesh can be at 1,000 places. Animesh has not taken any course except from Civilsdaily. That is the claim. Prove me wrong. Except for sociology optional. Prove me wrong. One more course that he has taken. There is no other course he has taken. Aspirants go to a lot of places because they get to the event goes to the event is asking them to felicitate, etc. Okay? So that's the whole thing. If someone is celebrating your success, that's not, do not attach कि वो वहां से पढ़ा है. आप क्या मतलब, ये इतना तो इंटेलिजेंस आप में भी है. Unless the aspirant says कि मैं यहाँ से पढ़ा है, यहाँ से, which Animesh has done at thousands of places. ठीक है? And on Reddit, on everyone, on YouTube, on Google, etc. We have no interest in claiming someone जो हमारे यहाँ से नहीं पढ़ा है. I'm telling you very honestly, because we respect the intelligence of aspirants. So here is the thing, classroom का value अभी है नहीं. You can go on YouTube and search for any classes. You will find content. ठीक है? You will find toppers notes, etc. Now, here is the thing. There is one thing which is known, very famous, कि people from top colleges only crack the exam. जितनी mentorship करवानी है करवा लो. Rank तो बस एम्स वालों की आनी है, या top engineering college वालों की आनी है, LSR etc. की आनी है. We thought this was true, but यहाँ पे जिन की rank आई है, they were not from these colleges. And again, that is something we take a lot of pride in. There are aspirants who have lost hope, yet they are in the list today. That is not easy to pull off. if you have been in a position or a situation where you have lost hope that you can forget UPSC for 10 seconds, but anything, but if you end up doing it, it's a completely different feeling altogether for you and for the person who was a part of your journey. ये सच नहीं है कि सिर्फ टॉप कॉलेजेस से निकलता है, ये थोड़ा बहुत आप सैंपल साइज देखते हो, एंड ऑल रिस्पेक्ट टू द टॉप कॉलेज फोक्स, बट दिस इज नॉट द एग्जाम जहां पे अरे भैया यहाँ पे बड़े बहुत लाइक इवन द this exam is very weird unless you have even the if your IQ is way high, Einstein level high, there's a really good chance आपका एग्जाम नहीं निकलेगा, यूपीएससी नहीं निकलेगा. The genius people, they have a high probability they'll fail this exam. They have been failing almost every year. ठीक है, इंजीनियर्स का इसलिए निकलता है बिकॉज बिकॉज सबसे ज्यादा जो अप्लाई कर रहे हैं वो इंजीनियर्स ही कर रहे हैं. इट्स अ सिंपल स्टैटिस्टिकल फैलेसी. मतलब जिन्होंने मैथ्स पढ़ा होगा वो समझ में आ जाएगा उनको. अब वो ज्यादा लोग दे रहे हैं तो उनको निकल रहा है ज्यादा. इसमें ये अटैच करना कि इंजीनियरिंग वाले ही निकल रहे हैं या वही कॉलेज का निकल रहा है, ये दिस इज जस्ट अ फैलेसी. डू नॉट बिलीव इन ऑल दिस. I am telling you, the people who have qualified from UAP program, they were not from these colleges at all. This is not true. ठीक है. मोस्ट अनिमेश का पहला अटेम्प्ट था भाई. ठीक है. रैंक 40th आदित्य ही इज फ्रॉम लवली प्रोफेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी, प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी, नॉट नोन टू बी अ बिग नेम इन द इंजीनियरिंग एरिना. ठीक है. 2 अटेम्प्ट दिया, स्ट्रगल कर रहा था, थर्ड अटेम्प्ट में यहाँ पे आया, यूएपी प्रोग्राम रवि सर के अंडर, ऑल इंडिया रैंक 48 है. मतलब इससे ज्यादा और क्या वैलिडिटी चाहिए, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है. तो ये इसमें अटैच नहीं करना है. Like I said, none of them were from the top colleges, etc. Also, none of them were interview candidate. कि पिछले साल कुछ इंटरव्यू कर लिया, इस साल 2-4 कॉपी लिखवा ली और फिर बोल दिया. ये नहीं करते. That's not who we are. We will never do that. ठीक है. We stick to the basics. Stay with the kid for 1 year. सही चीज बताओगे, अगर वो फाइट मारे तो हो जाएगा. This is very important for all of you. Forget सिविल्स डेली, आप कहीं भी जाओ, ये एक्सपेक्टेशन बेयर मिनिमम आपको होना चाहिए. हमको रियलाइज हुआ है by the fourth month of the mentorship, we see a student transition from the regular to border. Border means someone who is serious, sincere. Now they are at the border potential. They can become ranker or they can go down from here. It's up to them. If they want to maintain the consistency, they will qualify the exam. ठीक है. This is our core insight कि अगर हार्डवर्क कैंडिडेट है, एस्पायरेंट है, और अगर मेंटर की बात सुन के फोकस के साथ बिल्कुल रिलेवेंट चीजें पढ़ रहा है, टेस्ट दे रहा है और टेस्ट के बाद मेंटर के साथ बैठ जा रहा है, या तो ऑफिस आके या फिर ऑनलाइन, देन मुश्किल ये है कि एग्जाम मतलब प्रीलिम्स मेंस में तो निकल जाएगा. ओवरऑल इंटरव्यू में कुछ अनप्रिडिक्टेबल हो जाए, वी कैन नेवर प्रिडिक्ट. ठीक है. इट्स अ गेम ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटी. हर चीज आपकी बस प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ा सकती है. अगर आपके 10% चांस थे तो मे बी मेंटरशिप 40% कर दे. अगर आपके 40% चांस थे तो 60% कर दे. राइट. तो प्रोबेबिलिटी का ही गेम है. इफ एनीवन इज सेइंग कि हाँ गारंटी ही है, वो झूठ ही है. मतलब आप इतनी उम्र तो हो ही गई आपकी, यू विल रियलाइज कि दैट्स अ लाई. राइट. सो नो मैटर हु सेज इट, बट इट फिर मतलब देन दे हैव सम बैकडोर डील विद द यूपीएससी क्या भैया, फिर कि आपका नाम दे देंगे, इनको निकाल नहीं है. ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता ना. सो मतलब दिट्स अ गेम ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटी ओनली. सो वी रियलाइज कि 4th month तक वी हैव सीन द ट्रांजिशन. जो 4 महीने लग के शुरू में पढ़ाई कर लेते हैं, वी हैव सीन द ट्रांजिशन. राइट. एंड दिस इज वन एग्जांपल आई वांट टू गिव. दिस पर्सन, you can check the potential. This is our mentorship dashboard. मैंने वहीं से स्क्रीनशॉट ली है. आप ये देखो यहाँ पे पोटेंशियल. आई थिंक द फॉन्ट इज स्मॉल बट दैट्स व्हाट आई that is the best I could fit in. Look at the potential of this kid. Ranker and status is regular. आप देख सकते हो कितने कॉल्स गए हैं, हर कॉल पे क्या हुआ है. I'll give you 5 seconds so that this picture stays in your head. Just read the lines, what the kid is discussing with the mentor. क्या मोड है कन्वर्सेशन का, किस टाइप का कॉल है. दिस इज द नेचर ऑफ कॉल. पीटीडी मतलब पोस्ट टेस्ट डिस्कशन. टेस्ट दे रही है, डिस्कशन कर रही है, टेस्ट दे रही है, मेंस का डिस्कशन कर रही है. यहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट्स है. अब इसका पोटेंशियल रैंकर का है. ये 4 महीने से बिल्कुल शी हैज इन्वेस्टेड एवरीथिंग शी हैड, एंड देन टाइम वाइज, एनर्जी वाइज, एवरीथिंग, फोकस्ड प्रिपरेशन. दैट इज फर्स्ट इनसाइट. दिस इज अनदर स्टूडेंट, सेम स्टूडेंट, अनदर, उसका एक्सटेंडेड कन्वर्सेशन विद द मेंटर. ठीक है. दिस इज अनदर स्टूडेंट, अगेन रैंकर पोटेंशियल रेगुलर. ठीक है. सेम एक्सटेंडेड कॉल. Another insight: border student have an unfair advantage with mentorship. they end up getting rank which otherwise couldn't. So people who are at the border, like यहाँ से अगर वो consistent हो जाएंगे, then they will qualify the exam. ठीक है? This is Soumya, and this is one of the students. She has qualified for you this year का prelims, which known to be the very unpredictable prelims. First attempt she has qualified the prelims. The calls in mentorship is in front of you. Her potential was border. She stayed with us for first 4 months, trusted us, and then first time she has qualified prelims. She made it through the prelims exam. This year she's writing mains. Look at this. 9th of June, calculated her score. GS score is 98. CSET is 104. She will qualify the 100%. Can someone tell me the date of prelims result? I think it was 11th of June. Mentor's comment is on 9th of June. That is the predictability of our system. And generally, it is not a like a known fact कि इसी दिन result आ जाएगा. This is the call that happened on 9th of June, and then her preparation has transitioned to mains from now. Right now, she's preparing mains. ठीक है? Not a single ghost student has cracked the exam. ऐसे बहुत सारे बच्चे होते हैं जो ये सब सुन के मेंटरशिप में आ जाते हैं, पढ़ाई कुछ करनी नहीं है, अच्छा लग गया ये सब बात सुन के, या फिर किसी फेमस टीचर ने बोल दिया, कुछ भैया दीदी ने, उन्होंने पहले एग्जाम निकाल लिया तो उनकी बातों में सुन के आ गए हो, समथिंग कोर्स सस्ता था ले लेते हैं, कर लेते हैं, और फिर वो कुछ पढ़ते नहीं है. There are students like that. We call them ghost student. Anything that you see in the red, इतनी बार मेंटर ने इनको रीच करने का कोशिश की है, कॉल पे, थ्रू टेक्स्ट, इन पर्सन ऑफिस में बुलाने की कोशिश की है, ये गायब है. You'll not find such system anywhere in any place at all. It took us a hell lot of hard work, etc. Potential is not serious, and we don't take it two ways about it. नहीं है ये बच्चा serious. मैं कैसे निकालूं इसका एग्जाम? आप मुझे बताओ. अब like if you're not coming on a call only, you're not discussing, मैं क्या करूं? Like what does a mentor do? You are not there. You're not coming back. How many times do you want me to call you? Like, we are not giving up for months. We are not giving up. Again, we have been calling again and again. Random बीच में he'll come and then लक्ष्मीकांत का टारगेट कैसे होगा यार? 22nd of July, I think 5 days. He said busy, I'll call later. और उसके पहले 4 दिन I am in sister's marriage, नहीं करेंगे, मतलब just gone. How do I make sure this student gets back to the preparation? Like, just so please understand कि सिर्फ मेंटरशिप में आज मेंटरशिप ले लिया, ये ले लिया, इससे कुछ नहीं होना है. प्रोग्राम की वैल्यू तब आप यूटिलाइज कर पाओगे जब आप प्रोग्राम को यूज करोगे. प्रोग्राम में एनरोल करने से एग्जाम निकलता तो फिर तो क्या ही प्रॉब्लम है यार लाइफ में. Another insight we got is that there are some inconsistent students. They do crack the prelims. What happens is, a lot of students, they are veterans. They have their own idea of preparation. They are more aware of their weaknesses. They talk to the mentors, but they prepare in their own manner and in their own way of preparation. Okay? They listen to the mentor. Generally, they come back to mentor when they need some advice. They have attempted some test and then they want feedback. Some very blunt, hard feedback. कि सर क्यों हो रहा है ये, मेरे marks improve क्यों नहीं हो रहा, etc. They're inconsistent in terms of following what the mentor is saying, but then they're consistent in terms of coming back. They are in touch, etc. They are inconsistent, but they have given reasons for it. To the mentor is always aware. The backend is always updated, right? So there are reasons why, other 5 reasons why people feel they don't attempt test at all. No matter how hard we call them, push them, they don't attempt. ये करेंगे गलती तो नहीं होना है. They don't work hard on the feedback given by the mentor. They repeat the same mistake, right? They enrolled here, but उनको 4 और एडवाइस मिल गया यूट्यूब पे, तब उनको वो भी चाहिए, वो भी करने हैं. सोशल मीडिया पे लगे हुए हैं, ये कर लिया वो कर लिया, तो फोमो के कारण ये सब सीसेट को ग्रांटेड ले लिया है कि हो जाएगा. एंड वन ऑफ द रीजन दे फेल इज जो एग्जाम डे होता है. आप किसी भी सक्सेसफुल इंसान को देखो, फॉरगेट यूपीएससी, द if you'll understand, they are good with 2 things. One is ambiguity. They can deal with ambiguity on another level. If things are not defined, if it's very foggy, they can still figure out a way out of it. They don't need you to define everything for them. They are good with ambiguity. They are calm down. Second is that they have a really good ability to handle pressure. That's it. Those are the 2 things. Check anyone successful in any field at the top. These are the 2 things. They can deal with ambiguity, and then they have ability to handle pressure. This exam is not a joke. You are going to go through a lot of pressure inside the exam phenomena, outside the life phenomenon. लाइक जनरली इन लाइफ ऑल्सो, ठीक है। तो लास्ट में इतनी फाइट मारोगे, लास्ट मोमेंट पे स्क्रू अप कर दोगे, आई मीन ये भी बहुत होता है बच्चों के साथ, ठीक है। तो ये भी, इसके लिए भी आपको प्रिपेयर करना है। एंड व्हाट इज द वे दैट यू सिमुलेट दैट सिचुएशन अगेन एंड अगेन, you attempt lot of offline tests at the same time, right, that UPSC conducts, etc. ठीक है। So make sure that you don't commit mistakes like these, ठीक है। Generally we have seen a lot of students quit preparation न्यू ईयर के टाइम पे, या फिर 1 मंथ बिफोर द एग्जाम। 1 मंथ बिफोर एग्जाम ऑब्वियस है, आपको पता चल जाएगा कि पिछले 10 महीने मैंने कुछ नहीं किया। ये जो मैंने सारी बातें बताई है ना, अगर आप ये नहीं मानोगे तो वो यही सिचुएशन आने वाली है। I'll be honest with you. तो 1 मंथ बिफोर द एग्जाम यू अंडरस्टैंड, यार इसके तो मेरे ज्यादा नंबर आ रहे हैं, लाइक आई डोंट नो इफ आई बी एबल टू, इज इट गोइंग टू बी अ वेस्ट ऑफ माई अटेम्प्ट, लेट्स अटेम्प्ट नेक्स्ट ईयर। या तो वहां पे क्विट करते हैं, या तो न्यू ईयर के टाइम पे करते हैं, व्हेन दे हैव इन्वेस्टेड 6-7 months एंड देन दे रियलाइज दे आर नीदर हियर और देयर। So next 6 months or 5 months are just going to be a half-hearted attempt, which will eventually reach to a situation where you'll quit 1 month before. So, right, these are the real emails we send to kids when they don't respond. Raman sir is one of our mentor. Just glance through it. We don't give up. And then a lot of kids will reply to us also. I want to, ये देखो, thanks so much for this. I'll ask about my whereabouts, sir. Absolutely. Look at this. Apologies for inconvenience caused. I've been going through personal issues. So a lot of kids, they just ghost, पता नहीं कहाँ चले जाते हैं। Then we have to reach out to them कि भाई वापस आ जाओ, संभाल लेंगे, करवा देंगे preparation. Yeah, I was busy finding a job this month. I have to restart now. Thank you for reaching out to me. I can commit 6 hours daily. I can do it. I think I can do Samachar Manthan answers weekly. जरा सा रीच आउट करोगे, ये कौन, यू विल नॉट फाइंड दिस हैपनिंग एनीवेयर। आप किसी ऑफलाइन क्लास में जाओ, 4 दिन क्लास मत जाओ, हु केयर्स, नो वन केयर्स। फीस दे दी आपने, क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार, आपका एग्जाम, आपका करियर, आप जानो। अगर आप सीरियस नहीं हो तो फिर क्या, बट देन थिंग्स हैपन। दीज आर रियल रीजंस, बच्चे के साथ ये हो सकते हैं। जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं वो, नाउ इट्स ऑन मेंटर की वापस ले आऊं इसको मैं कैसे भी करके प्रिपरेशन में। एंड किड्स आर ऑनेस्ट, 99% एस्पायरेंट्स दे आर वेरी ऑनेस्ट। कोई बेवकूफ थोड़ी है, दे आर इंटेलिजेंट पीपल, दे कैन टेल यू these are the reasons. Now I'm willing to come back, like fix me up, how can I do this, right? So देखो, I want to make just clear that I'm back to my preparation with full dedication and sincerity. I want to move forward with mentor ASAP, हो जाता है यार। So we do not give up, we will get you. This is how our dashboard look like. Last week we called almost 500 students, all, a lot of the milestones, like we divide the whole syllabus into milestone. Almost over hundreds of the students have covered, hit their milestones at the end of the week. Every week they're hitting milestones. These number of calls happened, etc. These are the name of the milestone, this is the mentor name, etc. So we have a whole proper backend for this, right? So what we do in our UAP, now you have understood the mentorship, is that we start you with the strategy call, orientation. We'll fix everything for you, kitna timetable, etc. कब कहाँ क्या करना है, how to start. We fix your targets. We give you some guidance on the notes. Eventually you'll be attempting a test. They are called as mentorship test. जितना आप सिलेबस करोगे उस पर टेस्ट होएगा, and that test has to be discussed with the mentor. Everything that I will and any mentor will tell you, there is going to be a test. Without that, will not let you move forward. These are called mentorship tests. There is a Samachar Manthan program, a part of mentorship only, where you'll be writing 5 mains questions, like answer, like descriptive questions in the mains format, and then you'll be having a prelims ka monthly test, 100 questions. That is Samachar Manthan. It will help you build a lot of content, and it 100% end-to-end takes care of Samachar current affairs. Then you have prelims ka test series, then you have mains ka test series, smash mains, etc. Right? These are the, we find a lot of your fault, we course correct them, right? Mentorship is not doubt solving. डाउट आपको गूगल पे सॉल्व हो जाता है, यूट्यूब पे हो जाता है, क्लासेस होती है। मेंटर की वैल्यू वो नहीं। मेंटर की वैल्यू है कि देखो भैया, आप यहाँ पे फंस रहे हो, ये बार बार गलती कर रहे हो, इससे निकलते हैं। अकाउंटेबिलिटी सेट करना, फिसलने नहीं देना है, वापस लेते आके रहना है, प्रिपरेशन में एग्जाम निकलवाना है। दैट इज द सिंगल फोकस। टीचर नहीं है मेंटर कि सर प्रेसिडेंट चैप्टर पढ़ा दो। वी डोंट डू दैट। दिस इज नॉट व्हाट यूएपी विल हेल्प यू एट. We respect your intelligence. We believe you will be able to figure that out. yes, you have some depth issues in the content, आपके आंसर में आर्टिकुलेशन नहीं हो रहा है, we will help you, but we expect, अरे आप आईएएस के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, आप उतना हैंडल नहीं कर सकते तो कैसे, मतलब इतना तो आप कोई स्कूल में थोड़ी हो। देन रूथलेस प्रायोरिटाइजेशन, आपका फोकस उस पे होना चाहिए जहां पे यूपीएससी बार 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 क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं, वो प्रायोरिटाइजेशन होना ही चाहिए आपके सिलेबस में। दैट इज वेयर माइक्रो थीम कम्स। देन देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स which has worked for rankers and these mentors know, so that tacit implicit knowledge has to be shared with you, that this is the way to write, this is the way to approach, etc. एंड देन वी बिलीव 2 अटेम्प्ट, तीसरा हम देने नहीं देंगे, दूसरा भी तब देना है जब आपको रैंक इंप्रूव करनी है। गेम सिंगल अटेम्प्ट का है। पवन दत्ता 22 रैंक फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट, यू हैव अनिमेश फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट, आदित्य पांडे केम हियर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम उसी साल अटेम्प्ट रैंक, 57th लावण्या रैंक, फाउंडेशन का किड वी हैव हु हैज आई थिंक चित्कारा इज हिज नेम, 94th रैंक। ये सब फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट वाले बच्चे हैं, मैक्स 2 अटेम्प्ट वाले बच्चे हैं। वी डोंट, हम वो 5-7 साल के साइकिल में हम नहीं फंसाएंगे आपको। विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट विथ यू कि आप यहाँ पे गलती कर रहे हो, यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी आपको। सो रिमेंबर 3 थिंग्स: स्ट्रेटेजी, कंटेंट एंड मेंटरशिप। यू विल हैव द हाईएस्ट प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ राइटिंग मेंस एंड अपीयरिंग फॉर इंटरव्यू। एग्जाम निकलेगा निकलेगा नहीं, ये ना मैं बता सकता हूँ, ना कोई बता सकता है, ना कोई नहीं बता सकता। अगर आपको कोई गारंटी दे रहा है वो प्लेन झूठ है, मतलब that just disrespecting your intelligence, also disrespecting the credibility of UPSC. The best judge who should be selected is UPSC, ना मैं हूं, ना वो इंसान है जो आपको ये बोल रहे हैं, ना आप हो, ना कोई। Let UPSC judge, आप अपना काम करो। We are launching a batch in the August first week. This is probably is going to be our second last or last batch. We'll not launch any batch after this. We have a scholarship running up to 50%. This is for 26, 27. Come join us, sit with us wherever you are. Here's a QR code. There's a link in the description. Ultimate assessment program. You'll have the best of the time and the most focused preparation ever. Just give us our 12 to 15 months and you'll be sorted. Okay? You will have the best shot. So this is the QR code. And yes, this is the end of the session. I hope it was worth your time. Please write your feedback in the chat if it helped you in any way.